Hi there, calling up community. This is Claudia, Alick, and I wanted to talk to you today about performativity and our use of language. So this is one of the larger frames of the practice that we're using. So the calling up practice is based in concepts of performativity. We're looking at all behaviors and interactions through the lens and with the vocabularies of performance and intersectionality. And then after we gain our shared vocabulary, we dramaturgically assess current practices, we rehearse with template scripts, and then of course this is all in the hopes of devising new scripts for future performances of justice, and hopefully those new scripts become just embedded in our reflexive actions in the world. We are specifically right now looking at the ways language performs and we use it to perform. So common examples of a performative language would be making a promise, performing a wedding ceremony, a judge pronouncing a verdict. And then, of course, there's the more legible frame of performance in, like, theater, dance, digital art, like film, TV. There are also the visual elements and the physical space. They perform. And then we are also examining how identities are socially constructed through commonplace speech acts and nonverbal communications. Because power dynamics and resource sharing are defined, maintained, and transformed through all of these performances. Language is a tool that we are using to communicate and perform with each other. So the words that we are using to describe some of these concepts, they begin evolving the moment we put them into use. They're refined or more deeply or diversely defined or co-opted, redefined as culture shifts, society grows, and also particular interlocutors want to use that language to do specific things. There are different contexts in which meanings shift with this use of language. Now, I share that particular semiotic frame so that you will not aim to memorize and repeat the right words or police other people's language, because that is missing the forest for the trees. Instead, familiarize yourself with the concepts so that you can build a shared vocabulary and analysis with your community. And this will help you to understand what people are really saying when they are using particular pieces of language. And it will also help you to more successfully communicate the large concepts that you are trying to communicate with others. Communication is a mix of what we're literally saying, what we mean, and how it's received. As always, we should listen to marginalized people and use their preferred language when we are communicating. But ultimately, we should recognize that this resource that we are using, it is a performance. So I recognize also that for some of us, we absorb information very well orally. Others need it in writing. So I'm leaving a link below that will have a sort of transcription mostly of what I've said here, as well as some links to some additional documents for further study, so you can learn more about some of the more academic theories behind this. So, like, I use the term intersectionality, so I've got a little Kimberly Crenshaw up in there. You know, I talked about the performativity of identity, so I got a little bit of Judith Butler in there. I talked about the performativity of language, so I gave you a link to a little bit of J.L. Austin. I love his book, How to Do Things with Words. I think that's what it's called. It's a great book. It's a short read, too. You should totally read it. I've also left you a bunch of links that are resources to give you a little starter kit. Little starter kit for creating a shared vocabulary with your community in terms of creating performances of justice. Well, I will talk to you later. Calling up community. Feel free to post questions down in the comment section, and it was great connecting with you.